Come on. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. It feels like we're crossing into the multiverse of music right now. So on my channel, there's been two female vocalists that I've featured quite frequently, Jansen and Lara Fabian. One of Lara Fabian's most famous pieces is called Adagio, and I've done two videos on this channel of her performing that. This time, we're going to be listening to Jansen sing Adagio, and this is a cover version directly from Jansen's YouTube channel, which I'll link in the description below. So I'm interested to see and hear the differences between the two artists and how Flor interprets this incredible work. And if you want your recommendations to get bumped up to the top of the list, you should check out my Patreon and buy me a coffee, all of which are linked in the description below. Here we go. It's Adagio. Okay, let's pause it right there. That's a good opener. And let's break it down. If you've seen my Ghost Love score reaction, you'll know that she's just incredible on stage. Her stage presence is larger than life, and she seems to just thrive in these environments in which there's a huge crowd and there's flashing lights and there's smoke, and it's just so energetic. So what really impresses me with her is that she thrives just as much in this environment too. Smaller, intimate, just with the microphone. It's fantastic. We got a hint of this with the Beste Zangers television show. I've done a few videos on that as well, all of which are linked somewhere on my channel. But it's just incredible to me that she's got such incredible versatility. Incredible is just a word that I spam with Flor Jansen because she is, what other word could I say? Let's go back, take a look at what we've just heard and what we've listened to. I want you to notice how expressive Flor is with her face and with her voice. Not just one, but both. And that's what's making this so gut-wrenching. Right there, she's got that breathy, soft voice, and an ode to Lara Fabian, who, as we know, is extremely dramatic and theatrical and performative when she sings. When she performs this, she's got all the arm movements, she's grabbing her face, she's showing the blood in her veins, all these things. And I think that face touch is her homage to Lara Fabian. Brilliant.
These nights without
Okay, a good place to pause right there. I think there was maybe a slight video glitch. I'm not quite sure. Maybe it was on my end. I don't know. But that's so nice. It's so fantastic. And I'm really enjoying this too because normally when I hear Floor, it's with the full band and it's a very big sound behind her. And Nightwish does a really good job of balancing the sound. It's extremely hard to do that when it's a live performance, but then it's captured by a camera. So it's really hard to do that. But I'm enjoying this, that the accompaniment track that she's got, the orchestra behind her, is just a bit lighter, and we can really hone in on her voice specifically. Something that I've noticed that I didn't notice in the past was how much control and how much beauty she has in the lower parts of her voice. We think of Floor Jansen as this incredible belter, and she can just go to the stratosphere with her sound. But she can also sing lower in her chest voice, and it's luscious and it's beautiful, and it's kind of like red velvet cake. It's just, you can't get enough. And her English diction is very good. And then we get to the chorus. Da, 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 dee, da, da, da. So it's a little bit higher. The first, I'll say 2 verses, we could call it, were lower, softer, maybe more whispered in a way, but we get to the chorus and it's bigger now. Lara Fabian does the same thing. She kind of sets us up with this very whispered sound. I think Lara Fabian does even more whispering in the beginning. It's like she gets so close to the mic and it's very, very intimate. And then she gets to the chorus and she can blow us away with her sound.
I don't know where to find you.
So in that way, these two singers are very, very similar. The vocal timbre and their approach to the music is very different, which makes it more interesting. This is what a cover song should be. It's not a replication of what Lara Fabian does. It pays homage to what she does, but it's inevitably its own piece of work. So I haven't actually seen Floor Jansen this close up before. As I said, usually there's so much going on with her that I don't get to see her up close, but she's so expressive in her face. I can't get over it. So I think something needs to be said to the effect of, when you're someone who performs for large audiences with a very energetic band and a very energetic sound, you have to be over the top in order to show the audience your expressions. So when I say over the top, I don't mean overdone. I just mean larger than life. We have to do the same thing in opera. When we're performing in opera and we've got maybe some stage makeup on or whatever, we have to show some of our expressions more than we would if we were face to face, or if you were in a small, intimate theater. Because if it's a big space, you need big sound and you need big facial expressions. And it's really cool to see her up close, to see how effective her facial expressions are. She's not being over the top with her interpretation of the drama. She's actually quite reserved, but it's the subtle little differences that I'm noticing. That's why I like this kind of up close shot of her. It's like everything is sort of stripped down to its core. She doesn't have many effects on the voice. She's very close up. She doesn't have her typical Nightwish attire, let's say. There's not a screaming crowd of tens of thousands of people. It's more intimate, and I'm enjoying that. And I think I should look at her YouTube channel and see some of her other covers, because it's a different side of her voice that I like. Good. Ah, come on. I don't know why that made me emotional because it was so powerful. I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't expecting it. That is, yeah. I mean, what do you even say about that? So I can analyze this and break this down till the cows come home. And there are a couple points that I want to make. We're going to talk about it and listen again to some things. But she's just a good singer. There's not much more you can say. She's a good singer. She's a great performer. I've never seen someone come alive as much as Flor Jansen does. It's someone who was like truly born to be a performer and to sing. So we analyze and we dissect everything under the assumption, under this knowledge that she is an elite singer, perhaps the most elite of elite singers in my mind and maybe your mind too. By the way, there is a Mount Rushmore of singers in my brain. I don't know if I'll ever reveal it. Perhaps based on my YouTube channel, you can guess as to who is on the Mount Rushmore. But I can confirm Flor Jansen is on the Mount Rushmore. Don't worry. So we're going back and I'm learning more about why she's such a good singer. It's not just talent. Let's just nip that in the bud. So not just talent, because you can't sing like that and perform like that without a lot of hard work and dedication to your craft. One thing I noticed that I haven't noticed before is her tongue is super relaxed. Oh, I don't even know how she does that, to be honest, because in my mind, if I'm singing metal and it's like really intense, even something like this is quite intense, I'm going to have a tendency to have too much tension in my face, specifically my tongue. But I was watching her tongue pretty much the whole time, and it's very flat and relaxed. She's not pushing it down, because that wouldn't help. It's just sitting there like an old rug in your living room. Just sits there. Because she doesn't really need it all that much, and it just gets in the way at a certain point. So let's look at that. That's one thing we're going to look for. Also, the space in the mouth. She really opens up, and I don't even know how that microphone can handle what she's singing because it's a lot of sound being pumped into it. She just can't help the metal nature of her singing. And that's why I love this cover so much. There's just a hint of metal in there that Lara Fabian's version and other cover versions that I've heard doesn't quite have. So she's got her own Flor Jansen touch, which I love. So let's listen one more time. Okay. Yes. So do you see that? Maybe I'll go back a few frames. So look at that. The tip of her tongue is touching the bottom teeth. Kind of like this. And it just sits in that pocket of teeth there. Now that's only part one of the tongue in my mind. We have to have it touching the bottom teeth at the front, but it's at the back. That's where the problems come through. So for a lot of singers, they might get their tongue at their bottom teeth, but then at the back of the tongue, it's all kind of bunched up. So if you think of the vocal tract, which is this thing here, think of it like a question mark. We want this rounded part to have space, or else there's just going to be gravelly bits and sounds that we don't want coming out because of the tongue. Now, I know for a fact for her, she's got a relaxed flat tongue at the bottom, and then it stays relaxed all the way through. It doesn't bunch up at the back. Yeah. So she's opening. She's not doing this. Dropping the jaw as much as she can. She's just letting the jaw release. This is what confirms to me that she knows how to sing, and she's thinking about these things, believe it or not. So my assessment on Flor Jansen and her singing as it pertains to vocal technique is that she practices really hard, but she's efficient in her singing. I don't think you can be a metal singer of her pedigree without knowing and understanding technique, because you have to sing so much and it has to be so big that you'll just burn your voice out after a while. she's still going and she's still sounding amazing. So she understands the technique. So the jaw is nice and relaxed. It's dropped, but it's not forced down. The tongue is in a very relaxed position. And then she's showing her front teeth to get that brightness. See these cheekbones? These are soundboards for her incredible sound, and it's helping her to have the Floor Jansen sound we all expect. Beautiful cheekbones. She's got a great forehead. There's a lot going on to her advantage, and she's taking advantage of it, right? So that image right there is, from a singing perspective, really, really great. I want all singers to look like that. So with the front teeth there, she's getting that kind of bite and brightness that we want. If her front teeth were covered by her upper lips, the vowels would be darker. And we don't want those dark vowels, especially in something like this. When you're belting high up, you want that brightness. So let's keep going and see how she does. I love this. Being so up close is really fascinating to me. So I've gone back a few frames. So look at this. Look at this. Look at this one in particular. So that's a lot of space in the mouth. I don't know exactly what the word is, but she's modifying the vowel to make it more open. Not that anybody would know. But here in the throat as well, this is another thing that we can't really see as clearly, but she's doing it, is she's not tightening up in the throat. So for me, for example, if I'm singing high, my Adam's apple or my larynx wants to creep up. And as a singer, as someone who understands technique, I don't want my larynx to creep up too much, because if it does, I'm going to like choke or gag or something. Now with Floor Jansen's larynx, she's got a great balance here where it's not pushed down. It's not too high. It's kind of perfectly in the middle, like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It's just right, so that it doesn't get tight in the throat. Because if it does, she's kind of toast. So I'm interested to see what this word actually is. So the word is stay. So when we do stay as a spoken word, we go stay. But the way she sings it, she has to go sta, sta. Watch that. So that was the word stay, but did it look like it on her mouth? No. Would you have picked up on it if I didn't point it out? Probably not, because 99% of people don't hear when you do vowel modification. All they hear is it sounds good. And that's the trick here. Now she does something really interesting where she goes stay, right? So she opens up very high in her belting spot, but then she has to then do that modulation or key change that happens in the music where she goes up. And then she actually pulls back her sound, but doesn't change the mouth shape. So believe it or not, singing softer up in that part of your voice is, I'm going to say, probably harder than it is for her to sing full volume. Because when it's full volume, you can just sort of let her rip. But this pulls it back. Oh, it's such a technically hard thing to do. Let's listen again. So it's like her sound was really far forward, going forward at like a fortissimo level, but then it pulls back slightly to more of a mezzo forte, which is like medium loud. Yeah, so even making that shift from a technical perspective is really hard. So her lower abdominals are like pumping, like they're really, really working. And yeah, she's just so good. Isn't this so cool to look at? I know I'm kind of nerding out here when it comes to the technique, but just seeing her up close, and the way she performs, she does all this stuff all the time. This isn't specific to this one piece, but just having a close-up shot of her makes a difference. I like it a lot. Okay. So now she says the word way, I think, and she does the same thing as say. So things are matching up. Imagine how weird it would sound if say and way sounded different. It just wouldn't work. So then she does a no, 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 no. Does a nice little growl here. As further proof of her vowel modification, listen to how she does the growl on no. So she goes no at the first note, and then as she goes up, no, 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 no. She all of a sudden is singing an ah, but it's the same word, right? So this is what's making her sound good. No, 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 no. And not only that, the hardest parts of the song, like the biggest moments, are at the very end after 4 minutes and 9 seconds. Like, come on. So I think the word is go, and this is the mouth shape. Ah, it's just an ah. How simple can singing be if we just modify vowels? Now, I'm not saying that if you modify vowels, you could necessarily sound like this, because I certainly couldn't, but just simple techniques used at a master level. Now, I want you to notice how long she sings the vowel. So my choir director would call this playing chicken. So stay as long as you possibly can and then do the diphthong. So what's the word? Let me just confirm what the word is. Okay, so the word is go. She's going to sing ga, and she's going to sing that ah vowel for about 97% of the word or of the note. Ga. And then at the very last second, like she's got no time, she's going to give us the diphthong, which is the O part. Okay? Listen for this. Brilliant. Yeah, she held it for even longer than I thought she could. She played chicken with it. Oh. And then at the last possible second, she gives us the diphthong. Because she would rather sing the note stunningly well as she did than sing with clarity the word go. Yeah, it's a trade-off. But even still, we understand the word to be go. We just do. And then even there, the word is adagio, but she goes adagia because it's a higher note. See, listening to Flor Jansen is like a palate cleanser for me for some of the music that I hear on the radio and on Spotify. And watching her sing up close just drains away all the bad thoughts. So this ended up being a much longer technical breakdown than I expected, but there was just so much to sink our teeth into. I really enjoyed watching her up close and really dissecting some of the specific technical things that she's doing. It's just incredible. There's a reason why you love Flor Jansen so much. Many of them we didn't even speak about today. We just didn't have time. But these little specific details in her technique are part of the reason why she sounds so good. And I sincerely hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you'll probably enjoy some of the links popping up on your screen. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.